This is Novel Spirits.
Jacob's going down. Taking the cake.
I love the starting
Not
energy, the
again.
enthusiasm. Jacob, this might be a repeat for you, but we'll see.
No, I'll be the
It's
judge
good.
next time.
I'm sorry, it's going to be tough because I don't know if you know or not, but I'm married to the one that gave Michael the win last time.
You know what?
so.
That's true. That's true. You know what? You're
Which
at a
I think is
disadvantage.
cheating. I think that's cheating.
You know what? No, okay.
I'm gonna have Zoe come in and vote on this one.
Let's rephrase it. You didn't give the win. It was a tie-breaking vote, and it was a very legitimate vote.
It was a
Anyway.
legitimate vote. It was a
I
legitimate
think Zoe
vote.
likes Godslap a lot, is what I've heard.
All right. As always, give it like 5 seconds for my non-editing intro.
The music's
Right.
already played.
Yeah, by far. Yeah. Welcome back, guys, to Novel Spirits, where if it can be read, it can be done so with a happy little fancy spirit. I am Michael Lopez, and today I have with me
Jacob?
Jared Higgins.
Yeah.
Either one.
or both. And this month, as advertised last month, and I guess a few months in advance because we've been planning this for a while, is our second Battle of the Genres.
Our very second Battle of the Genres.
Yeah, something like that. You know, I haven't even started drinking, but I mean, hey, it's our second Battle of the Genres where we put book against book, presenter against presenter, and then we give you, the audience, the opportunity to vote on your favorite, and then the loser has to do some sort of challenge at the end. Now, on our last Battle of the Genres, your winner, yours truly, was nominated as a judge for this Battle of the Genres. So today presenting,
You're a cheater.
today presenting, we have Jacob and Higgins. Let's go ahead and actually, no, before we jump into that, how are we doing? You guys doing all right?
I'm doing good.
Pretty good. I've read close to 1,000 pages in the past month, so
Nice. So you must be feeling it.
not just for this. I literally
It's an easy
haven't been
read.
able. I haven't been able to do anything for myself in so long, so I'm so ready to read for pleasure again.
Nice.
Just strictly for pleasure. My book's spectacular.
Awesome.
No, we're picking that kind of book.
Did you just choose
pleasure
like a
book.
picture book or?
Mine got words in it, dude. Lots of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I brought the picture book.
Yeah.
I got some I think it might have a couple of drawings in it, but that's about it.
Nice.
Some scribbles. But
Okay.
yeah, that's about it.
All right, well then let's not keep the audience in suspense. Why don't you all tell me what you guys read?
All right, well, I brought Godslap. It is, if you're familiar with the YouTube space, Moist Critical or Charles White. Sorry, I think it's his name.
Also, what's his face from Dispatch, right?
Yeah, he's.
No, Jacob.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. there
Yeah,
you
we're
go.
back.
Sorry. Yeah, he's Sonar from Dispatch. So,
Yeah.
yeah, same guy. And yeah, he is one of the writers, as well as Jackson Clark, Matt Phillips, and Danny Palmer. And then the art is by Ricardo Jamie. But that's what I brought.
Okay. And as
And
you
I-
already mentioned, it's a picture book, right? A comic.
It's a comic.
comic
yeah,
book.
Okay, there we go.
it's a
All right.
comic book.
Yeah.
All right.
And I
Higgins,
brought
what about you?
The Book of Elsewhere
With a very
by
important name on it.
Keanu Reeves and China
My
Mieville,
boy.
which I recently, like honestly, like right after I finished the book, I found out that I could have also brought a picture book and still have Keanu Reeves attached to it. Because this is based off his comic book series Berserker, BRZRKR. Based off his character.
We should do-
that. We should do that. I wish I had done that because this
Heard of
took
it, but
me
yeah.
No, we
a
can
long
definitely
time
do
to
it
read.
next session. You know what? We're already planning ahead. Look at us.
I don't want to do it next section, but we'll maybe a couple down the road.
We'll do it soon, guys.
But it's written by Keanu Reeves and China Mieville. I don't know exactly Mieville, something like that.
Mhm.
He's a writer from like London, I think. And I've read another one of his books called Kraken, And so the fact that his name was attached to this and Keanu Reeves was attached to this, I pre-ordered it before it popped out. Like I think it came out within the past year, and it's very fun
Can you
and
hold it up again?
really hard to read.
Judging the book by the cover, it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
It looks
Yeah,
interesting.
something that we do here.
It would.
Yeah,
that's actually
it would catch my eye.
the name itself. The name's actually caught me this time versus the actual like cover, but the cover is good too. I actually props to the author and whatnot, but he wrote so many confusing words in there, and also I had to read it so fast that not only did I buy the hardback cover of the book, but I also bought the Kindle book because I needed to dictionary a lot of words.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, it's good. A book that makes you smarter and gives you entertainment.
I learned so many vocabulary words and so many non-vocabulary words. This dude uses non-existent words
You
a
know
good
what?
couple times.
I'm gonna challenge you to challenge us with some of the words that you learned
Dude, I can't even
throughout the
remember 'em.
presentation.
Yeah. While I'm presenting, locate some of the hard words and then see if we know them
Yeah.
for bonus
All right.
points.
All right.
Bonus
So
points.
yeah. Just so we are aware and clear ahead this time. God, words today are just difficult for me right now. But in the last episode where we did dispatch, we left all our disclaimers for the end of the video, and we got a lot of crap for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start before we start the
Yeah?
battle. Yeah, before we start the battle of the genres, right? Be aware
We're
that-
spoiling everything.
we're spoiling everything in these books because that is the topic at hand.
If
we
you
do
want
judge.
to
This is
read
a
these,
spoiler podcast.
if you want to read these, stop now.
I would.
If you want
You
to
know
read
what?
these without spoilers, stop
Yeah.
now.
Pause
would
the video, go read it, and come right back.
There we go.
Finish
yeah.
the video.
Finish it.
Finish the
Finish it in a
podcast.
day. Leave it playing in the background. Read it. Come back and
put
watch
on
it again.
repeat. Log into
Yeah.
multiple accounts and play the podcast.
And before you do that, subscribe to wherever you're listening to it.
Exactly. That one.
Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all of that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love the energy, guys.
So he got
Appreciate
his down.
it. He stole mine, is what he did. No, but for real, this is, we're gonna have a few spoilers on both of these topics. If you want to read any single one, we're gonna have the links for you to check these out in the description below. If you don't like spoilers, pause it, read the book, come back to it, and then comment and like and subscribe and all that good jazz. A good way to keep track of it is to subscribe. I know you guys are listening out there. I can see you. But go ahead and click that button and chill out with us. Anyway, Higgs, I'm gonna count that one as yours, but we're gonna jump
I'll do a
into
couple
it.
more. I'll do a couple more.
We're gonna jump into it. Jacob, I'm gonna go ahead and say that you're going first because you were the last runner up in our battle with the genres. I gotta give you a
Okay.
chance to redeem yourself.
I'm surprised.
Oh, okay. No, pleasantly surprised for you, I guess.
We didn't discuss this beforehand.
All right. Let's go ahead and introduce us to Godslap. Go. Mike is yours.
Okay.
No pressure.
All right,
Absolutely no pressure.
felt.
No
All right,
interruptions.
All right, now
All right, everybody, quiet down.
All right, so like I said, the big name behind this is Moist Critical, and it is it has a very cyberpunky feel. So you start off following this mysterious character, a big tough guy walking into a bar. There's kind of like the neon lights and the men in suits, and it's a strip club, and this mysterious figure, he's a killer. This is a pretty bloody and gory comic, definitely an adult comic. And it starts off with this guy. He kills a businessman and his goons, or his goons really start firing at him, and he slaps the bullets out of the air. So that's
It is really good. Starts off strong. I
it starts
also
off
read his.
the action starts off strong. He's slapping the bullets out of the air. He's pulling like the anime. He throws his jacket and they fill his jacket full of lead, and then he's like behind them now. And so it's definitely like a super powered world. There's some powers or magic or whatever. It doesn't really. It's a pretty new comic, so it doesn't get into it very much. It's still mysterious what their abilities are and where they come from. But this guy, he has these abilities where he's slapping and he's flicking and causing like these pressure waves to come out, and he literally flicks at a camera and like explodes the camera monitor and kills the guy that's watching him on the cameras. And so, he breaks in. It's almost like a John. I feel like I'm going all over the place. I've already had like 3 drinks, by the way.
I'm on.
But-
I think that this one's my 4th, so
So-
I'm with you.
Let me know if I need to reel it in a little bit. But he it gives off like a John Wick kind of vibe. Like everybody's scared of him. He's killing all of the guy's goons. He breaks into his back room and threatens him. And the guy attacks him, and he ends up killing him with a single slap. And then it kind of cuts to who is our main character, which is I call him Aus. It's Auis.
I was calling him Ayus in my head, but I didn't. But I'll go with that too.
Yeah. Either way you want to say it.
AIUS.
Yeah. So I'm gonna call him Aus, but either way, he's really he is our main character, it seems like. And he's got he kind of looks like Eren from Attack on Titan. And you meet up, they meet up, and he takes off on one of their, like, they call him a horse or their motorcycles or whatever, and heads into town. And he ends up getting jumped by some bad guys, and he beats him up, and then he gets beat up, and he meets this doctor who is working on a mysterious experiment, who's backed by what seems like the big bad evil guy called Defister. And Defister is a extremely buff guy, and he jumps out of a flying like little city thing, dive bombs in, blows up the lab. I'm really rushing through this because
No, take your time, brother.
He's a big muscle guy with a absolutely stellar mustache.
yeah, beautiful mustache, like Dr. Eggman or whatever his name is, Dr. Robotnik from Sonic.
Yeah.
But if he was like ripped.
Now,
you-
I just
Michael-
want to pause there for a minute. Hold on. I just want to clarify that you just called Dr. Robotnik's mustache beautiful.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
It's the same vibe.
Gotcha. Okay.
I know this is his book, but if you can imagine it, you know the like old timey cartoon where the guy's like lifting the barbell with the 2 balls on the end with like
yeah.
the bald headed mustache guy that's doing that, and that's exactly what this guy looks like.
Okay. All right. Does he have like all these cybernetic and like enhancements? Is
No,
basically
he's just a
Yeah, he's
He's
just
just
a
a
guy.
big guy. He's just a
Really?
big guy.
There's guys in this that are cybernetic enhanced,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there's guys that have like these mystical powers. So it's like a combination of like a shonen, like JJK type thing,
cyberpunk
and
meets shonen.
cyberpunk.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right.
Yeah, and
Alright.
so you in the first issue, it really lays out the groundwork. Like, this is the world you live in. It's very cyberpunky. You have like the big city, and then you have the outer wasteland, and that out there it's called the miasma, and there's all kinds of creatures and abominations, and if you're surviving out there, there's probably something wrong with you, or you have some kind of power or whatever. But kind of going back in, you meet, obviously, like I said, there's a doctor working on an experiment who You don't know what it is yet, but he's working for Defister. Like he's forced to work for him. And his daughter finds our main guy Oz after he's been beat up by some thugs in the street, brings him in, gets him doctored up by her dad, and all of a sudden, Defister decides it's their time, and he jumps in, blows up the lab, and so our main character and the big bad evil guy meet, and you get a hint. I took it as that Oz is his son. I think that's the path it's going down. So Defister is his dad. Oz thinks that his parents are dead. He's never met them before, and so that's kind of the groundwork of our story. And then moving on to the other issues, you get more introduced into like the miasma. There's giant wasp creatures. You meet a character called Noon, who is a cyberpunk cowboy. He's got some really cool he has the stylistic, like he's blowing people's heads off with the revolver, blowing holes in people, and he calls the motorcycles a horse. So he's like, hop on your horse, and it's the motorcycle. So he's a very cool, like Western character, and he lives out in the miasma in a town. I forget the name of the town. I think it's called First Light. So he's trying to get our main character to First Light before Defister finds him, because in the background, Defister wants Oz dead. He's sending his goons after him. He sends like a Tron looking guy to track him down.
Or what's his oral factor
Yeah,
or something like olfactor. Dude, that's just really good at tracking people.
He's got this cool, like he shows him breathing in. It seems like he breathes in and he can like get the scene that happened while he was there. So he can literally see, like, he'll breathe in and he'll see the fight that happened before he got there. So he's using that to track Oz again across the miasma. He's finding, a couple of battles he got into, and fighting some goons along the way, and he's just destroying them. So it's like it's a race against time. They need to get to the city to find safety before the tracker gets to them, because he's the tracker, like he's under a lot of pressure from Defister because he's failed him previously. So he really needs to find these guys. So he's giving it his all to find Oz and Noon and the daughter of the doctor.
Olfactor's a good name for the guy. That's
what
that's it's not a vocabulary word for my book, but olfactory is like your senses or something like that. And so it makes sense that he's good at tracking with that stuff.
That's another reason why you should vote for me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like we talked about the whole vocabulary thing and him challenging us with the words that he's learned, but like he's really picking up on vocabulary from your book already.
You're a genius.
I
did all right on the SAT back in 2010 to 11.
Yeah, I did pretty good, but here we are. We're all on the same, all the same screen right here.
We're still all just on a comic book podcast.
Yeah. All right, so Jacob, I have a few questions for you because this seems right up my alley. And when you described it, it kind of gave me Ninja Slayer vibes from one of our earlier episodes.
It's probably closer to God of War, actually.
Don't you start! Don't you start with that. Anyway, so it gave me Ninja Slayer vibes because Ninja Slayer was kind of cyberpunkish meets ninja, but with this, it's cyberpunk. Hey, look, it's Ryu Hayabusa, Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. But I was curious. You mentioned that Defister, the mustache, the glorious mustache dude, was not cybernetically enhanced, and that there were others that had those. Does he have a magic power? Why the name Defister?
He uses his fist, man.
Yeah, he's just a big, strong dude. He just punches people.
So he doesn't have like magical. He's just a tank, basically.
He definitely has magic power or whatever this is in this world. Yeah, I don't know what it is yet, but he definitely has some kind of power.
Okay.
And because Oz uses like a full power slap, right? Because Oz follows the mysterious character from the beginning. It seems like he kind of taught him his fighting style, which is to use the slap.
Yeah.
So Oz is slapping people and killing them and blowing holes in walls and shit. So Oz full power slaps him, and not even a mark on his majestic body. And
Okay.
he hits him with one punch, and he's like one punch man. He's got the bald head, and he has a mustache, but yeah, he blows the whole place up with this punch.
Okay.
He and his goal, he wants to kill Oz. I think like he doesn't. I think the Fister knows that he's his son, and he wants to kill him because of that.
Okay, so I'm sensing a weird family dynamic here. Okay. What about just because I'm trying to compare it, because I haven't seen it, right? What about art style? How does that vary from what we've already?
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you to tell him about the art.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's kind of cool how they. It's kind of cool how they do it.
So it's mostly in black and white,
Okay.
and it uses color to highlight. It's almost entirely blood. Like all the blood is red, and that's how they show they add that splash of color, so you really know where to look. And then also when they use their abilities later on in the comic, it gets a little bit of color. But
Yeah, all the cool powers are yellow, like a
Yeah.
yellowy orange.
yeah, so that's how you can tell like these people have a power of some kind. It has like this yellowish tint to it. But the art is pretty good. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like outstanding. I don't think it's the best we've seen on the podcast, but it's definitely good enough to get the point across, and the action is good. You can see what's going on. It's not, I don't feel like there are some parts where you have to kind of really look and try to figure out what's going on. But for the most part, the outlines are good. Everything is clear what's happening. So I would say the art is good. It's a good style.
Okay. All right.
You
So
gotta tell him about the back half with all the miasma stuff with Kraft.
Yeah, I was trying to thank you for directing me, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
So
I'm gonna give Higgins an extra point for doing part of your presentation.
That's
I
fine.
just like I just like reading cool stuff. So I wanted to see what he was bringing to the table too. If it had been a book, I probably wouldn't have, but it was a comic, so I was like, I can bust this out real fast.
Well, thank you for the help. And because I'm so humble, I think I should also get an extra point. So so there's 5 issues that I read. The last like 2 are set in the miasma, which is a really cool it's a deserty environment. They have these giant bugs. I forgot the name. One is like a tornado hawk or something.
Driftgroon,
Higgins,
and then a
something like that.
Mothnado.
Mothnado. Yeah,
Okay.
Mothnado. Which is super cool. He's like they kill the drift noon or whatever it was. He's like, they're like, oh, they feel so good about themselves, and Noon's like, let's just get out of here before Mothnado shows up. And then it pops out of the ground, and he's like, it's too late. Like, and it spins up like 5 giant tornadoes. And so, our group, it's Noon and the doctor's daughter and our main character Oz get split up. They get blown apart by the tornado. And so we kind of wake up with our main character, and he's met with a character called Graft, who's like this stumbling creepy guy who initially is helping him out. They meet, he gives him food, helps him heal up, and then he's like, let me tell you my story, and I'll help you get to where you need to go. So, you go through his backstory. He's a doctor of a small town. His town has been destroyed, and he's been wandering the miasma ever since. And slowly, in the beginning, when you first meet him, you see like a human fingernail that's been severed, and it's kind of like, okay, this guy's not he's not as friendly as he says he is. But our main character is extremely naive, and so he's like, "Oh, this food is great. Like it tastes so good. All this stuff." And he's walking with him. He thinks he's helping him, and so Graft ends up. Basically, his story is that he was a doctor of a small town who was stricken by a disease that would rot people, and he spent all of his time threw himself into his work because his wife, who he loved very much, got sick with the disease. And so he gave everything he could to find a cure, but he wasn't able to. And she ends up dying, and it just breaks him. And so he cuts off her face and grafts it to his skin. And he goes crazy and does that to everyone in his village. And he's like, you know, basically he can't handle any more loss, and so he's cutting up all these people in his village, and he's like, you're gonna live with me forever. And so he's made these weapons out of these people and grafted into his skin. And Oz hears that, and he's like, okay, I think we need to part ways now. And Graf doesn't like that, and he's like, you're just like everybody else, you're trying to leave. And so he attacks him. And initially our main character, he's like, oh, you got one hit in, that was for free. Now you're gonna have to work for it. But Graf starts kicking his ass, and he's like, oh, this is the strongest guy in our village. And he throws him at him, and Oz catches it and rips it in half. And he's getting attacked from behind and all this stuff. And so they end up coming to a point where Graf pulls out all of the eyeballs from the village, and he's got like this eyeball bomb. And just in the nick of time, Noon, our main character, or not our main character, but our guide for our main character, who I think is Graf's son, because Graf had a wife and a son, but they don't show what happened to the kid. So that's and Noon's like, I should have done this a long time ago. So I think that's my headcanon right now, is that Noon was Graf's son. And before he can ignite the bomb and kill everybody, Noon shoots him in the head and kills him. And so that's kind of the ending of the first issue.
Gotcha.
First volume, sorry.
Okay, so I wanted to say, man, this is really giving me Ninja Slayer vibes, because the first enemy in Ninja Slayer was a guy who sewed the ladies' heads on his shoulders or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you changed it up. I'm like, okay, this is I got it. That's pretty cool. As far as Noon goes, because we went from talking about the Fister's powers, and then now we're back to a gun. Is he cybernetically enhanced?
It's kind of unclear. He definitely has power.
Okay.
So he has like these throwing knives that he uses, and he's teaching the main character how to hone his abilities. So he definitely has abilities.
Okay. I'm just trying to
His gun and the knives have that little yellow sheen to them. So.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's like a line between, who has powers and who needs cybernetics and all that stuff. But I mean, I guess I'm just going to have to. Yeah. I guess I'm just going to have to read it and find out, because obviously, like, you're telling me about this and I'm just drafting your questions like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? So I like it though.
It's interesting. I mean, the powers are undefined at the moment. Obviously Graft has some kind of power to do what he's done. And Defister and our main character have power. But like the doctor's daughter, she uses like a light staff, and she's been, she has some kind of training, and she's kicking people's asses with this, like, it can morph into different types of weapons and stuff. It's a really cool weapon that she has. And so some people are like cybernetic, and some people have these powers, and it's kind of, I mean, it's the beginning of a new story, so there's a lot of questions that haven't been answered yet.
that was something that I was going to bring up too. I did my little homework on your title, and this is something that came out of crowdfunding crowdfunding from an indie like group. So like this is like you said, the starting point for a new kind of universe with a whole bunch of potential, a whole bunch of questions. I guess for this battle of the genres, um, what can you tell us about the production team for this comic? Do you know who the indie group was, or um, where you can find the comic
Well,
in? Yeah.
I mean, sure, I can do my best. So, I mean, it's published by Bad Egg,
Okay.
and it's heavily marketed, and I think Moist Critical is heavily involved in the writing of the story.
Yeah.
So, and I know they're working on like an anime adaptation for this comic and stuff. And so, if you know about Moist Critical, he's got his hands in a lot of various aspects of media, and so this is kind of his comic foray. I'm under the impression that he's heavily involved in the writing and the direction of this story. And I don't know if that's accurate entirely, but
Mhm.
the way it's been marketed to me is that he is.
I just realized who this guy is.
All this
I haven't
time.
watched many of his videos, but the only things that I really like watched of him when he's basically like what's it called? Oh, like dubbing over like Russian like slap fighting competitions, and that's my only like knowledge of this guy. I finally like was just doing some googling just now, and I was like, oh, it's that guy. I know that guy. He does YouTube stuff. He's all over the place on there. I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah. So just this is from the AI overview, so take it for what you will. But it was Bad
Unacceptable.
Egg is creative, whatever entertainment company Toikido developed in collaborations with Warren James, Mana Talent Group, and streamer Moist Critical. So I think he has a big hand in the whole part of this. And they have other comics that seem really interesting. But I won't. I kind of want to bring those up in a later episode, so I'll keep that for later. But
Okay. Yeah, I was curious. I'm over here looking it up as you talk. I know that they released a kind of an animation or a trailer to showcase what they're working towards, and I found in Sikowski Studios, which I believe is where most of like the art managing happened for this comic. A video of them kind of creating Godslap City with like the effects and all that stuff. And then I guess I can plug somebody else's YouTube channel on here. Comics Explained on YouTube did a little episode here on this comic and called it the best indie comic that he's ever read. So
well,
yeah. Um
hey, I got a lot of respect for Comics Explained. I've watched a lot of his videos, so
have you? I gotta be completely honest. This is my first time hearing him, but I've subscribed. So
he does very good breakdowns of basically any comic storyline you want to read or hear about. It's how I really got into reading comics, was between him and I think it's like Rob Comics, who sadly
okay.
passed away.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have great videos.
Okay. Yeah. I've already subscribed, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and do my homework on him, but I'm probably gonna get a lot of crap for that now that I said
I
it.
can't believe you've never heard of him.
I've never heard of him. No.
I don't
Higgins, have
I
you?
don't know.
Have you?
I'm not big YouTube. I'm not a big YouTube guy, so all of
Yeah.
these names are pretty new to me. Pretty much the
Uh,
only thing I use YouTube for is
well,
to
Jacob,
watch
you
people
are
throw frisbees.
Jacob, you are a link to our social standing right now. So
Yeah, I'm a
yeah.
YouTube consumer.
Well, we gotta consume to create, right? So
That's right.
but no, anyway, I think that this was a good choice. I see the art, it's pretty cool. It's not exactly Ninja Slayer, so I mean, if you liked that read, you're gonna enjoy this one because it's a lot more straightforward. Um, but I don't know. I liked it. Did you give it any sort of rating, or actually, you said you were three drinks in, right?
Yeah, I'm 3 drinks in, and I can't give it a rating yet. I mean,
No, okay, and that's
you
fair.
haven't had a chance. I don't want to skew your your mind.
No,
5 out of 5. I don't
we'll
want to
save
skew
that.
it.
We'll save that for the descriptions. It's fine. It's fine. Plus, we didn't
Yeah,
really do ratings
plus-
last battle of the genres.
Plus, he has
5
more
out of
time to
5.
drink. He has more time to drink more drinks too. So
Exactly.
I don't need more
exactly.
drinks, dude. I was stumbling through that. I gotta work on my drug presentation skills because I could feel myself getting lost in all the different storylines.
You know what? Next time, whenever we do this in person, we're gonna have to all drink the same drink, because when you guys said, "Oh, I'm 3 drinks in and I'm stumbling" or whatever, I took my first sip of this wild turkey that you gave me like 4 weeks ago, Jacob, and it is whooping my. I'm on the first glass. Like, it made me tear up and everything. Like, the entire thing was just like, oh, like, I wasn't crying because it was a beautiful presentation. I was crying because it was burning me.
I'm not gonna lie. I gifted you that drink. Therefore, that should skew your vote in my favor.
What happened to not wanting to skew my vote, Jacob?
no,
Like,
that evens
that's
out the
all-
point that I had. That
that's
evens out the
all,
point I had earlier.
We're
We're back to even keel now. Now it's
okay.
strictly
in the
based.
field.
Now it's strictly based on the book's performance.
Gotcha. All right. So, Jacob, you've given your spew. Any last commentary before we move on?
So I just want to highlight the name Defister. That is a great name for a big bad evil guy who just
Who
punches.
punches?
Defister, that is a great name. And yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see where it goes. So
Okay.
just
Awesome.
vote for me. Vote for me in the comments.
Yeah.
And also, if you happen to be listening to this on Spotify or Apple Music, please follow and comment and rate the podcast. It helps us out a lot. So there you go. I got mine out of the way. Michael, it's just on you.
No, I appreciate that. No, on that note, like and comment if you want to vote for Jacob. I know it's a little early because we only have one half of the presentations, but if you like Jacob, and if you're Team Jacob, if you were Team Jacob during the Twilight eras, go ahead and comment.
Go ahead and vote for me. You don't need to hear the second half of this podcast.
Right.
Oh,
You go ahead and vote for me.
the middle third.
Yeah.
Just forget that part.
Okay.
Just forget the next 30 minutes.
Okay. So, on that note, Higgins, mic's on you. What's up on your corner?
All right. Like I already said, the Book of Elsewhere by Keanu Reeves and China Melville.
My bad.
It's apparently based off of a comic book that Keanu Reeves and someone else previously wrote called Berserker, Brzrkr.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about, so it follows this main character, affectionately known as B, which I thought was funny because that's what I call my wife. But his like old timey, like, he's basically a god. So his old timey like god, like 80,000-year-old name is Unut, Unut, Unut. I said it like 5 different ways when I was reading it the entire time. But basically, from the start of the book, him has this all-powerful being. And what I'm going to start with is we said like action adventure for our like thing.
Mhm.
And so I saw this. I was like, Keanu Reeves probably wrote like an action-packed book. I read like the first like few pages, and it was like military guys. They're throwing grenades. The main character's like, he's standing in front of like a team of like G-Man, like special operatives, and they throw a grenade under his leg to blow up the baddies, and it's like blows his like jaw off, and he's sitting there, and it was the most confusing fucking first chapter of book I've ever read, like tried to read, because he has his jaw like ripped off, and so they're using some type of like robot, like computer software to decipher what he's saying through like his like mouth jumbles, and it was very confusing. But I was like, right off rip, I was like, this thing's action forward. and it's gonna be awesome because they describe, and I looked at the comic book, but this
Mhm.
main character is basically described as Keanu Reeves from John Wick. So
Yeah.
now both of our characters are very John Wick-esque. They describe him as like a tall, like white guy with long black hair and like kind of a beard going on. And I was like, all right, we're in this. And then like right after that, it turns into like the middle. That was the first 15 pages. And then the middle like 250, you're following this guy named B. Unit and this super spy organization called Unit. And they're basically just like delving into his identity. Uh every other chapter, so you have the chapter where he's like in person, what's going on like real time. And then every other chapter that's not that is like kind of like old like history texts based off of his life through the past like 80,000 years of his life.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Higgins. I'm gonna have to stop you because somebody raised their hand. Do you need to go potty, Jacob? What's up?
I gotta pee so bad.
Okay, we can do that.
Oh my God.
We can do that. No,
Okay,
that's
I saw
fine.
I saw your face.
I can't believe I got that right. That was just my dad coming out. Yeah, like if you need to go potty, go ahead, Jacob.
I just
Go
wanted
for
to
it.
say I'm gonna
Yeah.
be right back, guys.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Mic or mic out, you know.
I'll just keep talking to Michael. That's pretty good.
That's too good.
No, but
man.
I guess he'll just have to read the book himself if he wants to hear about it.
Yeah.
But or listen to the podcast and subscribe and all that jazz.
Yeah, if he hasn't
uh,
already.
But so like it's like every other chapter is like real time, like what he's doing in this like super secret organization are doing, like real time. And then the chapters in between are like he's an 80,000-year-old being, and this first like every other chapter is like a like slice of a history book or like an old like oral history story or like something like that,
Mhm.
describing like his past like adventures basically. And so the first part you see like it's like a god story basically, where like you're like this lady, she's going through like 80,000-year-old life, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden like lightning strikes, and the lightning strikes and it's like a god, and it's like hits her, and then like all of a sudden she bursts a baby born of lightning. Kind of like there's a lot of Norse mythology, a lot of mythology like stuff with lightning connected to him. And so he's basically a son of, they call him a son of death through like 90% of this book. He's a son of death, the lightning. He has a blue lightning in his eyes, and that's where the berserker part comes in it. Normally he's just this guy that's just helping out the army stuff. But when he comes into especially like what's it called, like actiony bits, like he's getting shot at or like death is imminent for like what would be a normal person to him, he gets this thing called, they call it a reastrid,
Mm-hmm.
which is just basically he goes into berserk mode. His like eyes glow with like a blue light and it's like a lightning crackle, and then his mind kind of like wipes itself and he just like goes full ninja mode and basically like explodes. So
John Wick turns into John Wick. Yeah.
he doesn't even do that. Like he's like full on god mode, like just kills anybody that needs to be killed. And then every now and again, like if that and or someone else hurts him to the point of like even beyond like a normal person's like measures of death, he like dies, but then he shows back up into like a cocoon, like a full on like egg cocoon guy, and then like breaks out and comes back out either right where it happened, or they talk about it later in the book. He either happens where it happens, or if it's necessary, he pops up. If it's necessary, even if he doesn't know it's necessary, he pops up into a different location. But I'm gonna hop jump in a step. For this podcast, the first themed drink of our novel spirits career, at least for me, this is a Electric Lemonade, also
Nice.
blue, to
To
match his
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah. Look it. See, you're coming
looks
prepared
yummy.
for this presentation. Yeah.
But it's like blue curacao, like vodka, lemonade, and a splash of Sprite. Very yummy, very tasty, very sweet and tart. And I was like, I saw that, and I was like, gotta get that drink. I actually went to the liquor store like at 8:45, so like
Nice.
15 minutes before we hopped on the computer.
And how many of those have you had?
This is my first one, but it was full to the top, and this is a pretty big glass. And I had
Gotcha.
like 3 beers while I was reading the last like 100 pages after work today. So
Okay.
I'm sitting at a solid 4.
Are you gonna need a potty break soon?
I don't think so, but I'm telling you guys, I was pissing like a racehorse, like the entire like 4 to 5 hours before we like hopped on. For whatever reason, this whole lower half's just shut down on me just now.
You passed your
Thankfully
fist
for
to
the
me.
podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm still in shock that you raised your hand for me, Jacob. I thank you for that. That made my night.
Yeah, I didn't want to, considering you're the judge, I didn't want to be disrespectful to your authority,
Right.
just take that into consideration when it comes time to vote.
Right.
But since we mentioned drinks, I forgot to mention mine. I was having a mojito.
Oh snap!
and
That's a
I
stronger
love a
that's a
mojito.
stronger drink. That's a stronger drink, so that's a fair that it got you as good as it did.
Yeah, I think I had
You
about 4 shots worth. For me, that's a lot. So
You
Well,
crushed the mint leaf and whatnot.
no, it was pre-mix, but
Okay.
I bought
cheater.
I bought mint seeds so I can make fresh like
Okay.
mojitos. So I'm literally 3D printing right now a thing to grow my mint in. And
Nice.
so that'll be maybe next episode.
Yeah.
By the way, I meant to, we're gonna go ahead and pause here for a minute. I meant to text you this, Jacob. Did you know that God, I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Critical Role or I don't remember, but there you can now 3D print your dispatch characters.
What?
So
Nice.
yeah, so you can go ahead and 3D print Invisigirl and Blonde Blazer, and that way you can actually have both of them since you ended up with neither one of them. So
Well, I got Invisigirl right here, as you can see.
right.
While she's using her power, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, of course. No,
I've got a couple of models here. Look, I got this Naruto.
dope. Okay,
Yeah.
Not to take it too much time. I got this Sasuke that I painted for my buddy.
that's not bad at all. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the last one I'll show for now. But yeah, I've been printing off some models, so maybe I will do a dispatch and show that in the next episode.
absolutely.
Nice.
All right, so Higgins, back to yours. I did want to make a quick note before you continue because I was looking this up as you were going. BRZRKR, Berserker, is the comic of reference not to be confused with the Berserk anime series that also has its
Completely-
own, yeah,
Completely
two
different
completely
thing.
things. But I will be
the-
including both in the description, just FYI.
The comics made by Boom Studios
Boom!
to reference
I love it.
older stuff.
Love it.
But yeah, back
Did
to
you
what I
mention
was.
that they are working on a live action movie?
Are they
It's slated to release 26 to 27.
for the Book of Elsewhere?
For
Berserker.
Berserker.
Yeah, I can see that. This thing is set up for Keanu Reeves to
Reeves.
just star in a movie. Honestly,
But I don't
I mean,
know because
he made
the-
himself the character.
I understand that, but during the 4th John Wick, he basically said that he was getting, to the point where he couldn't do that stuff anymore. So I'm curious to see.
See,
No.
the thing about it is like he's not, and this is something that's going to be a detriment to my book as far as the genre goes. He's not doing that many action things in this.
Yeah. And that was one of the questions that I was going to ask you because there is this big, especially with Keanu Reeves and most of his movies, action versus philosophy. And I don't know what Jacob's doing right now, but yeah. Oh, cat, dog, cat. Anyway, there's this big thing about, action versus philosophy. And I was going to ask you because the actual comic is very action packed, right? And you mentioned that this book was based off the comic, but I didn't know if it took a different like approach and this was more like kind of philosophy.
Think the book is maybe a sequel to what happens in this comic stuff. I'm assuming
Okay.
like a lot of the stuff that happens in the comic is what like predates what's going on right now.
Mhm.
Because I was looking at that and he had swords and he had that stuff. And that's a lot of the stuff that happens in the earlier days. Like when he's going through his like many journeys in the 80,000 years in these side chapters. He's like talking, he's like, he gets born in that chapter that I was talking about with the blue lightning. And he's also like, there's like a chapter where he meets like what he thinks is another god person. He's like, he considers him his brother. And it's like these people are like worshiping him. And they're like, this guy is unstoppable, immortal. And then he finds out that the dude ends up getting killed. His like half brother that he calls his half brother. He ends up getting killed, and he's like, you weren't truly like what you said you were. And then like, but then he tells the people, he's like, you should still worship him because he did everything that he did for you, and he made sure that you had a good life while he was here. Something that happens in the end of the book that I won't say just yet maybe means that that dude was a god type person, but just not quite as strong.
Okay.
You go through all this stuff and like the whole thing, it's like very like, do you know, it feels kind of like Annihilation, that movie with like Natalie
Oh
Portman,
yeah.
where
Okay.
it's like a science group and they're like researching this weird thing that's happening. A lot of the book, like present day stuff, is that like he he goes out into the world, he's like wondering what happens with his team. He's like searching back in this place where he got exploded and like a lot of his team members died, and he shows up and this guy named Taka, he like finds him in the rubble. He's like searching through, finds him in the rubble, and the Taka who was like straight up exploded and crumbled by a building, he's all of a sudden alive again. And he feels this presence of like this thing moving through. And Taka's husband obviously thought his husband was dead. And then he's like, oh, now he's alive, and I don't know how to deal with that. And then shortly after, Taka like dies again. It was like a very like short burst of life. He's like fair, like fully like brutalized, but like able to say like short sentences and like talk and like kind of explain himself. And then
Mhm.
and they're obviously this organization searching into why Taka might have like came back to life. And B's just all the time doing his own thing. He doesn't follow orders from these people. He's more than happy to help them in all of their like military like ops and stuff like that. But if they give him an order, he's like, unless I wanted to do it anyways, you guys can just like fuck right off.
Yeah.
Is kind of his attitude. And see, so he goes off, branches off, searches, and finds this thing called a Barabusa, which is basically just like an old. They call it a deer pig. It's very similar to
Yep.
like very similar to like a warthog with two
Mhm.
sets of like tusks. Like one set comes out of the mouth and one set comes out of the thing, and it like curls up towards their head. And it's this like it's the second immortal being that you find in the story. This Barabusa has the deer pig has the blue lightning about it, and for whatever reason, alongside B, this pig, when it dies, it comes back, forms into this little egg, cracks out, and for whatever reason, it wants to find him, and always it no matter how many years, it always somehow comes back and finds him and wants to like murder Keanu Reeves like character. And so he's like, we're obviously like the same thing. Why does this pig want to kill me?
Yeah. It's funny because I was gonna ask you a question about the beast, so to speak, but I didn't know that it had a different name than deer pig. When you
Well,
said bear, and when you said
that's that
when you
thing. I
yeah
just
yeah,
Ah,
realized. I just realized.
I was trying to figure out what
but
that was.
when you said Barabusa and then deer pig in the same sentence, the only thing I could think of was South Park, the man bear pig.
Yeah.
and it acts the same way as the man bear pig. No matter how many times you kill it, it comes back and tries to kill the person that killed it.
So there's a whole sad part at the end that I'll get to at the end of my description of this book. But they keep going through this. The dude's husband that died, he is obviously going through it, and they have this lady. Her name's Dr. Shur, Shur, and she directs them to like basically like self-help groups, like people that like have suffered like loss of a partner, or loss of a friend or something like that. And he ends up going to this group called the Life Project, and that ends up turns out being somewhat of a cult whose leader's name's Alam. And then I'm kind of gonna jump over this little middle section. They talk a lot about that. He's grieving. He goes to it. It says it helps him. Um, the main point of contact in the unit is this lady named Diana and this guy named Jim Keever, and they're doing their own thing as well. Diana's kind of B's closest point of contact. She's the one he jokes around with the most. I think they had a relationship at one point. They had a relationship. They did the deed. They had a baby, or they tried to have a baby, or she got pregnant, but he can't, because he's a god of death. His child's come out stillborn, so he's unable to procreate.
I'm sorry, I think I missed this part, but who's the god of death?
B. Unut,
So the main character is
the main character. He's born of
Okay.
lightning, and the god of lightning, death, and has a lot of mythology aspects to it. And he is like a god character, and they call him the god of death throughout 90% of the book.
The son of death.
The son of death, yeah,
Yeah.
son of lightning, son of death.
Well,
That's
that
what
sounds right up my alley.
name
sounds
of the thing is. It's a really cool book. It's very like introspective and deep. I'm gonna skip
love
over a lot of
mythology.
the middle stuff. Like I'm probably like 100 pages worth of like them like trying to solve stuff.
Mhm.
There's a shitty director, and he's like, every time like a piece of like a new bee like breaks off, he's like, that's mine, and like grabs it. And so we get to the end part, and this is where the action starts. We get into the action heavy point. All of a sudden, all these pieces have been hidden away in this like underground bunker or whatever. And all of a sudden, all these pieces, he's the god of death, he keeps coming back to life. They have stitched all of these pieces together, and so this Frankenstein version of Keanu Reeves basically comes back to life and is like, he's attacking people, but it's more of like a why the hell am I alive? I got to get out of here kind of attacking thing. And like B confronts him, and he's like, what's going on? How did this happen? Like, they stitch these things together. They're trying to find my power, but they've never been able to broach the subject. And so, and when that happens, all the other what's it called? All the other pieces drop. This Life Project like cult thing, the leader Alam has a blue lightning power up unto himself, and his cult is basically like a group of people that are trying to kill B, because they're called the Life Project. They want to bring life onto the world, and their reckoning of that is that they have to kill the essence of death. And so they bring that together, they bring that person together, stitch all the stuff, stitch all the people, and then Alam, who has the blue lightning in him, like brings him to life. He's able to bring like Jim Keever dies, and he brings him back to life. He's the one that initially brought Taka back to life. That was the first person he was actually able to bring to life.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so it's all kind of a big confusing mess, but their goal is to take down B. And that's where like the real confusing bits go, because like this therapist lady that introduced the husband of the guy that died to the Life Project, she's and this is the part that's not super explained very well. I don't know if there's gonna like they're gonna bring about like another book out of this or something like that. But she has red lightning about her, and so you find out in the last like 5 to 10% chunk of the book that B isn't exactly he isn't the god of death or the being of death. He's actually the being of change. So like the thing that brings about change in the group, like his change is the end of things, but like Alam, he brings the change of life and things. But her red lightning is like she's the being of like nothingness, the thing that came before like the Big Bang, basically.
Yeah.
And these
okay.
characters have been fighting each other throughout eternity, is what it sounds like. And so they have like a kind of big clash at the end of the book, and then somehow he stops her, or at least he stops her to the point where she's no longer like attacking everybody. She ends up disappearing, so she's probably not gone, but something the being of nothingness is still out in the world. And he finds out that like Alam is like his like nephew, brother, blah blah blah, and that the Barbarossa is also like some sort of his brother type thing. And so like the very last like chapter, like he's out in like the desert where like you see like one of those cocoon egg things and the Barbarossa comes out. And this is the first time where they're both in like the same place where one of them hatches out. And the pig obviously wants to kill him, and he like full on like charges B, and he like does the thing like the matador does where he like pulls the tusk and throws him to the side, doesn't hurt him but like makes him miss, and then ends up doing like a bear hug on him. And he's like, look, I'm not trying to hurt you. I know like being alive, like non-existent, like not being able to die, like really like messes with your head. And they kind of come to a mental agreement with each other.
So I have to ask, because you're getting really descriptive with everything that's ongoing. This is a literal book, and you said it had a few sketches here and there. Was this something that was shown, or is it really that descriptive?
It's just really descriptive. The pictures are like nothing. Like I don't even know if I can find one. They're like little itty bitty. Like it's when I say pictures, it's like stuff like this.
Okay, that's not really. That's like a chapter marker. That's not even. A
chapter marker. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
And there's like little bitty. This is a real book. There's little bitty stuff like that throughout. But this thing on the front, that's the part that like it kind of like talks about at the end. You see where the bones like kind of like encroaching on the skull. He basically finds out that this pig's like basically been making this, allowing the horn rather than like rubbing against the tree and like scraping it off. It's been allowing it to grow.
Yeah.
To like basically like stab itself in the brain to kill itself.
That there's an actual pig, like an actual species of pig that does that in the wild. So that's a very natural, I guess, concept.
It might even be this thing. I don't. These are still technically around. Apparently, it's very cool.
It sounds interesting. It
doesn't really have an end. It's very introspective. Like I said earlier, it strikes very true to like an Annihilation vibe.
Yeah. Now
you get a lot of answers, but you end up with like
a lot more,
100 more questions.
Yeah. That's 100% Annihilation. I gotta say, I was not a tremendous fan of the ending of Annihilation because of it. But then after I watched the movie, I was like, you know what? That was a very good, like now that I look back at it, like you answered all of my questions, gave me more. The only problem was I didn't desire a second movie.
So, you want to know they didn't answer all your questions on Annihilation, right? Because there's like 3 more books in the series.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So you guys both brought me a Keanu Reeves-esque book. Right?
Yeah, no, it ended up being that way.
Environmental twist, because one is a cyberpunk / magic environment, and the other one is a straight up special ops comic. Because I'm looking at the comic now, it's a special ops environment with hardcore mythology,
Yeah.
right?
So it's a special ops. So is it like a modern day type thing?
Yeah. So
It's
like,
Yeah,
like
so
a
he's-
modern day versus a dystopian future versus basically.
yeah, like you guys brought me kind of like the same
Fans,
concept,
funny
just
how
in
that
two
happens.
different things. I
Like
think
we
it's
had the
because you guys,
same genre.
yeah, it's ha ha ha. I think it's because you guys were trying to play to the audience. You guys know I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan, so
I really wanted to read this book. I do the same thing I do on every podcast. If I'm asked to present something, I'm going to pick something that I've already bought and want to read. So
gotcha.
Yeah, same. Literally, I've always wanted to read Godslap, and it was an excuse to sit down and read it.
actually do it. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
do you have a copy of Godslap on you?
You know,
Blasphemy.
I don't.
No, funny.
Blasphemy.
No.
But let me
Listen to his
say-
story because
let
before
me
before
say-
you were here.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
There's a website, an online website, like Global Comics or something. I was reading through, and I got to a point where it's like, okay, to finish the 5th issue, you have to sign up. So okay, I'll sign up for your service. I signed up for it. It's like, okay, that to actually finish, you have to pay for our monthly subscription. Okay, it was like $6 a month. I'll go ahead and pay for it. Whatever. Well, it turns out that I accidentally selected the annual subscription, so I ended up paying $70 so that I could finish like the last 20 pages of Godslap, and so yeah, I got a little screwed there. But you know, maybe I'll find some comics to bring to the podcast that we can cover. I definitely paid my dues for this podcast.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That's why I wasn't able to finish the entirety of his comic, because I was also reading on global comics, and I got to the halfway point of issue 5, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay for that last 15 pages.
Gotcha.
Obligated to, because
You had
I
to.
needed to know the end of the comic so that I can present.
So we both.
So if I don't win, guys,
So
just
Michael,
know,
if you
you're making me
if
waste $70.
If
Say
you think
that
about
one
it,
more time, Jacob. Hold
If
on.
I don't win, you're making me waste $70. So
Gotcha. Okay.
just keep that in mind.
if you want to think about it as a money thing, Jacob spent $70 to finish his comic, and I spent roughly like $35 to $40 because
On
I
a
bought
hardcover copy.
and a Kindle copy.
Okay. All right. So the chips are stacking up here and there. It's all lining up for this presentation. So Higgins, what are your final words for your bit?
Honestly, it's just a real cool book that I'm not 100% sure followed the genre that I was quite set up for. The first and the last chapter were very action heavy, but the middle part was, I guess, could be considered adventure, but I would lean towards like science fiction.
And
I don't know how to describe mythology and stuff like that.
It's just lore. I mean, I guess at that point, but like you kind of told on yourself on that one, because I'm looking at this right now, and like the comics look
The comic would have nailed it.
badass.
The comic would have
The
nailed it.
comics would have nailed it, but you just said like I'm gonna skip over 100 and so pages of this, and that's why I was asking, is this like philosophy or whatnot? But hey, it is what it is. It's still a great story.
I was leaving a little bit for the audience to actually like read and enjoy themselves more than anything, but it's a lot of discovery stuff.
Absolutely.
It was all good. It was
and
all
again,
good.
This is a new-ish kind of universe that Kiana kind of created, and it's still growing. So, I mean, I kind of expected that at some point we'd reach a medium, or we'd introduce a medium that had to introduce the universe,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, again,
It's a very good book, guys.
Yeah. You guys brought me the same concept in two separate, kind of environments. I've been kind of judging, kind of stacking chips in each other's favors or whatnot. But I want to do something. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like we should get to make a final argument. Almost like a courtroom.
I was just about to say that, because you guys gave me that courtesy, right? So, Higgins, because you went last, you get the first final argument on behalf of your story and Jacob's story. Go ahead.
All right. So my final argument, I guess, the book's just really good. I wish I had read the comic book alongside of the book, but I had. This is like the 1,000th page of a book I've read in the past like month. I was beta reading for my buddy, and so when I got to reading this, I was like, "There's no turning back." I was, but I enjoyed the entire time through it. It did make me think a lot. I learned a lot of new words. I couldn't tell you one right now. I did say one, Riastrid, while Jacob was gone. But like half of the words were like came from like a different language, and I would like click on it to figure out what it means. And the dictionary didn't have it in there, so I had to Google it, and then they'd be like, this was an Arabic like deity's version of like saying I killed somebody or something like that.
Nice.
And so you learn a lot. And
Books do that.
China Meeville does a lot of that stuff. I've read one of his other books, and that's how he writes. But yeah, it's real good. I don't know what sort of influence Keanu Reeves had on it other than that the person looked at him, but it did a good job. The
Well,
characters were likable.
Keanu is also immortal, so it kind of makes sense that
Yeah.
it's just
Very good book. That's all I got. It if it was a movie, it might have made me tear up at the end.
Gotcha. Okay.
But books
All
don't
right.
make me feel things, so
Way to finish strong on that one. All right, Jacob, what about you? What are your closing arguments on behalf of your story and Higgins?
So let me say first of all, props to my competitor here, Higgins. You're a great you're a great presenter. You did a very
Thank
good
you,
job of
thank you,
taking
thank
this
you.
book and making it feel vivid. I almost feel like I read a comic.
I would
So
agree.
to my own detriment, I feel like I'm not as good of a presenter, and so I didn't do it justice. But I will say, for an action adventure genre, I think that Godslap does an amazing job of fulfilling that role. It's like you basically it's exactly what you're looking for. It is over the top, it's action, they're slapping each other and blowing heads off. A dude slaps bullets out of the air and they shoot back and kill a bunch of goons. That is action at the highest level. And then you have a man named Defister, a giant bald man. I didn't mention this man's feet are hands.
Excuse me?
There's
I didn't know that, actually.
there's a scene where he's surrounded by beautiful women, and he has his hands up here at the top of his throne, and his feet are also hands. So I can only imagine
All
what
fists.
he's all fist. I can only imagine what that means for the action and the adventure later on.
Or there's
So-
women.
Well, they don't call him Defister for nothing.
Oh my
Defister,
God.
he hardly knows her.
He hardly know her.
Oh man.
Oh,
So,
man.
I think you brought a great book, but I think if you're looking for action and adventure, Godslap just it meets both those criteria.
It slaps.
It slaps.
God slaps.
Oh man. All right. Well,
Man.
here's the deal, right? So where do I start? Again, you guys brought me the same thing, same concept, different kind of end of the spectrum, both tied together by Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, please like and subscribe. I will agree with you, Jacob. Action adventure, when it comes to the actual contest of battle genre, you nailed it with your comic, right? Higgins, the book, from what you've told me, is amazing, because for a moment when you were presenting it, I'm like, well, wait a minute, is he looking at pictures or not? Like, the descriptions that you gave me, like, I thought you were reading off the comic, which was what I was looking at. And the comics do, they kill it, right?
Fantastic presenter.
Fantastic, right?
You're away with words.
But you gave yourself away, right? And saying that this was not as actiony as you had intended it. Now, what I will say is that are you okay? Do you need to go potty? Are you all right?
inhaled my drink.
Did it taste good?
It tasted good, yeah. Tastes pretty good. Sorry about that, guys.
No,
Continue,
you're
Michael.
good. You're good. I'm gonna take a point off for that. No, but
Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay now.
no, but yeah, the comics, Berserker comics, would have definitely put you ahead. But I
I know I
think
would have won.
I think for this, I'm going to have to reluctantly give my point to Jacob.
I was
So
Woo, baby!
yeah,
I was 150 pages into this book, and I almost sent a message into the group like a few days ago and said, I need to pick something else. This isn't it. But I was like, no, you have to finish this.
yeah.
Maybe it'll
Well, thank
get
you for staying true.
maybe it'll
Yeah.
get better for the thing. And it almost did enough.
Yeah.
But
You know,
Well, I go ahead.
felt this high before, and I have been let down before. So, right now I feel great, but we'll see who votes for you come next podcast.
I won't
Yeah.
even tell Bethany about the vote, I promise.
It's okay.
If
I will.
if she finds it on her own, I mean the
Yeah.
book's main character is her name, so
Jacob, this is the second time that on the podcast you have won, but you are at the mercy of the voters. So, all right, I'm going to say it again. I said it after your presentation. Guys, if you are listening, if you want to either read along with us or if you want to read ahead of us, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But we need you to comment on who you think won this presentation because your vote matters, unlike the points, right? So we have Jacob in the lead by the end of this presentation. And by the time we reach the next recording, we're going to tally up who wins. We're going to announce the winner on the next episode. And then, while in podcast, the loser has to complete some sort of drinking challenge on the in the spirit of novel spirits. So yeah, again, subscribe, whatever platform you're on, and then cast your vote. And then I don't know, tell us what your favorite color is along with it, just so you know you're real and not a bot.
Yeah, and so if I win, I will commit to you now to bring back this podcast on one of my turns, or not this podcast, this comic on one of my turns, and we will follow up on the Godslap comic for volume 2. So only if we win, though. If not, I'm burning this. I am going to discontinue my subscription to Global Comics and throw my computer out the window. So
Oh wow. I will say if our next genre for Battle of the Genres, you just committed to it, is like something like romance, you still have to read volume 2.
No.
No, okay. I gotcha. All right. So, and that, I think that counts as my plug-in right there for, the whole life subscribe thing.
Are we gonna
guys,
do a romance one? Is that one of our options?
that's a genre. I mean, we roll the dice and see what happens. I don't know. I don't really know
Because
how I
there's this
feel
book
about
I've been
it,
meaning
but-
to. There's this book I've been meaning to read where a gal has sex with a door, and that would fit
What?
perfect.
that's one of his pleasure books that he was talking about earlier.
Oh man.
I'm bringing that heated rivalries that's been all over
I
the.
think
yeah.
you know what? I
TikTok.
think if we ever roll the dice and it is a romance genre, I think that would
All
be the
three.
perfect. I think that would be either the perfect opportunity for us to make fool of ourselves or for us to hand over the podcast episode to the ladies. So
that would be an awesome idea.
yeah. So because I know that they all read romance novels, and when I say romance novels for ladies, that's usually like adult stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff,
Not
the stuff.
sexy bits.
Yeah, the saucy stuff. I don't know how it happens. It just, Stork came by and dropped my kids off. I don't know. I just live here. All right, guys. So,
I think it's
Bless
your
you.
turn to pick the next book for the next
damn,
episode.
you know what?
Because Jacob brought Dispatch, and I want to say that I brought the one before that. So if you have
You did.
something,
What was that?
I can't remember 2 episodes.
Oh, that
ago.
was a good one though. I kind of want to read that. Follow up on that. Maybe if you're a viewer, you can go back and remind me in the comments which which video that was.
It was
which
something
comment
that was. It was something that was on my shelf. I'm looking it up.
I was waiting for you to interrupt me for anything else, but it's.
Do we want to do that this time? Because I can do it.
You-
Banana,
Reading for squares.
banana.
No, or we can keep it quick.
Lost Fantasy.
That's the one.
yeah.
we
Yeah,
did.
we'll just I'll just say what I've been doing, and I won't talk about it too deep.
Go for it.
I started trying to finish Breaking Bad again. I'm on season 4. I've watched the first 3 seasons 3 times,
What?
and I've never finished. But now it's my turn to finish. Also,
Dude,
I
that
finished The Wire.
Hurry up and finish.
I finished The Wire. I don't know if I said that last episode or not. All 6 seasons. Very good show. And I'm
Can't
watching Naruto. So
First, like Naruto or Naruto Shippuden.
I'm in Shippuden. I'm watching the Pain arc. I've never
Got it.
finished that either,
Wow,
but
nice.
I jumped back to the beginning of the Pain arc to start back again. So
Yeah, the young boys don't know what an evil villain is until you watch Naruto Shippuden. So
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, the Breaking Bad, I can't believe you've never finished that. Like, I was literally, that show was giving me anxiety. I would have to take breaks from watching the show because I was so invested in
No spoilers. Somehow
Walter's.
Yeah. You can't
after
spoil it.
after like 10 to 15 years of it being over, I still don't know what happens. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
spoilers. No, I'm just kidding.
I think you're so obviously our rules stop us from spoiling something that is not the topic of discussion. However, 10 to 15 years, I think you're past like the spoiler warning,
I somehow
courtesy.
no, I'm saying somehow they haven't
Yeah.
parodied it, blah blah blah. Parodied it on
Yeah.
like Family Guy or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Like,
square.
I don't think they did. Anyway, if you
said
want to
one
spoil
of
it
the
for Higgins, go ahead
rare-
and comment.
One of the rare cases where they just stuck the landing.
Yeah.
The show, beginning to end, to me, masterpiece.
All right. Well, I hope it is. I'm on season 4, episode 4. I'll finish it soon. Might even finish it before the next episode.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Then we might have more to talk about in the next reading
Then
for
I'll
squares.
spoil it. Yeah.
All right, Jacob, real quick, what have you been up to?
You know, I have gotten really addicted to Rocket League.
I don't want to hear anything else.
I've been playing a lot of Rocket League. I've been painting a lot of minifigures, and I've been gardening. That's pretty much what I've been up to.
Is it
Outside
cross-platform?
Yeah.
It's Rocket.
Yeah.
What time do you get off work? About like 4:30? I haven't played in a while, but I'd play with you.
Nobody get off at 4. Yeah, we should do that. That'd be fun.
I'll hop
Y'all
on.
have fun. Y'all have
Yeah.
fun.
Come on, Michael, join us.
Nah, I'm
You know
alright.
it's 3v3.
I'm all right. I'm good.
Yeah.
Unless y'all want to lose, I'm good.
That's okay. I don't mind losing.
We'll trade
I like
gamer
having fun.
tags.
Yeah, we should.
I have been on the hunt for something new to do. Because as we all know, MHA ended, JJK ended, Demon Hunter ended. Like everything that was like on its prime has officially ended, and we're waiting on the next generation.
I haven't finished JJK yet.
Yeah. Well, JJK. So it's
The
not
season ended.
done, but the
I'm
season
anime
is-
only. Anime only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of looking for something to kind of occupy myself, and I've been wanting to look at that new Game of Thrones like kind of show.
Oh yeah.
Watch
Because
it.
I heard it
Watch
was
it.
good, but I don't
I
have an
think
HBO.
Jacob told us.
Yeah.
Michael,
I don't have an HBO thing.
remind me to hit you up after this. I got something for you.
Okay. All right. But I mean,
Hey, you do
overall,
get on that too. I'll send it in the Discord.
okay,
All right.
gotcha. But overall, I've just kind of been, I guess, consuming more than I've been creating, and I've been falling behind on a lot of
That's
stuff as
perfect.
always. But one of the things that I've been consuming specifically though has been nostalgic work. So I have played in the last week or so the old school Need for Speed Most Wanted, Need for
Oh,
Speed
yeah?
Carbon. I played the original Ninja Gaiden. I played the not the Xbox version, like the original arcade.
2D style?
Yeah, right. I played Pokemon Gold, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
I've been on a nostalgic hit for a while. But I think that the next time we meet, I'm setting that cup down, and hopefully, we'll have caught up on not just studio stuff, but a lot of the stuff that I've been promising over the last 3 months that I've wasted of this new year. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And if not, it sounds like you're gonna be able to watch this new HBO show. So
Yeah. Can I mention one more thing before we go?
Yeah, go for it.
So, very recently got into Magic the Gathering.
I don't want to hear anything else.
And you know, Michael, I was gonna say me and you should play next time we meet up. We should play a couple games. But I picked up this card. Sorry, my light is messing it up. But it's a Kratos.
It's Ryu Hayabusa.
Kratos.
It's Ryu
Magic the
Hayabusa.
Gathering card.
Ryu Hayabusa.
nice. Legendary
He's a
creature,
legendary
God warrior.
creature. I'm gonna build a commander deck based around him. That's my goal. But I very recently got into Magic the Gathering, and it's a lot of fun. I used to talk shit about card games. You know what? I'll admit I was wrong there. It's fun to play card games.
I'm gonna kill your character in
with
D&D. That's gonna be my retribution.
It's like you can
Little
play
commander
Dungeons
deck.
and Dragons, but if you play Magic the Gathering, then fuck you.
You know, I've learned as I've gotten older, like
No, I'm just kidding.
all the things that I used to make fun of when I was a kid in high school are just like the most fun things to do. Anime, like tabletop card games, Dungeons & Dragons, like they're
Kids are
just all
just
so fun.
kids are just scared to be nerds. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody just be a nerd. You're
Be
gonna
a
have the best time
nerd.
of your life. Everybody's cool. Everybody I've ever met in the space has been very cool. Like the collectible shows I'm into and stuff. So just do it.
We're gonna have to start
Just
a new
do it.
social movement. Hashtag be a nerd.
We should make
So,
"Just Do It" our slogan for our podcast.
I don't want to get sued by Nike. so I like hashtag be a nerd better. So yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, I appreciate your presentations, audience, listeners, viewers, whoever you are, wherever you are. We appreciate you tuning in and holding with us for an hour and a half again. Truly, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Please
like and
Spotify,
subscribe.
Apple Music listeners, follow,
Vote for me.
rate,
Vote for me.
vote for me, Jacob.
Vote for me.
Vote for Jacob.
I did half of Jacob's presentation.
Look, he's a great presenter. He has a way with words, but I'm here too, guys.
All right, guys. So Higgins, we can find you on the usual Instagram.
JStorm93.
There we go. Jacob, we can find you on
Can I Code JS on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. You can contact me through the podcast.
And then if you guys want to contact me or have any other questions about the studio, about the podcast, about anything that we've created, written, presented on, or anything really, it's 0-8studios.com. And you can find that website and all the other kind of platforms that we're on, 008studios.com. All right.
And if you're a video watcher, you get a little bonus.
Yeah, kitty cat.
Oh,
Meow.
yeah. Meow.
All right, guys. As always, cheers. We'll see you next time.
See you guys. Cheers.
Bye.